A very valid question that I think a lot of us have, including when I first watched this, is why is someone in such a narrow corridor holding such a long stick? Now, the only thing I can think of is maybe you got attacked by someone with a big stick and you sort of managed to retreat into a narrow corridor. But again, this situation's a little bit hard to imagine. But still, this is an interesting thought experiment as to how to use the butterfly knives. I think my favorite part is this thing. Look how he sort of guides the knives up the stick, right? I think that is something really interesting. And I don't know if HEMA practitioners have similar practices, but that's something worth testing. Using the knives to parry, right? See this guiding motion? I really like that. I don't like that, the double knives up in an X type of block, but again, going along the length of the stick is kind of cool. And obviously, maybe you can extrapolate that you can use even bare hands Wing Chun in a sort of alley like this, right? And maybe he's just trying to use this exaggerated, nonsensical example to kind of show you in an extreme case, but you just take away that stick and think about, okay, maybe there's a way to kind of do this if you didn't even have the butterfly knives, or the stick. For those of you who are from, let's say, Africa, Latin America, Asia, maybe even Europe, you've probably seen narrow alleyways like this. So I've seen it when I lived in China. So narrow alleyways like this definitely exist for those of you outside of Canada or those of you outside of America. That being said, though, it's still hard for me to imagine that you're spending so much time in a narrow alleyway like that you develop a martial art just for the narrow alleyway. For example, remember the Kowloon walled city? Some people never left that area, right? So like if you grew up there all your life, maybe you would need a martial art to fight off some of the mafia there or something. We obviously know that environment, cultures, etc. might influence how a martial art develops. How much time does it take for a martial art to develop? Let's say there is a person that is spending all his or her life in these type of narrow alleyways. So again, just some thoughts for you guys. I don't have the answer, but I love to dig up this stuff, present it to you guys, analyze it, and just help us converse about martial arts beyond just the contemporary norm. And as a standard of comparison, look at this Kendo versus Wing Chun butter knives. So this is out in the open, right? Not in a corridor. Look at that. You can feint with the sword. The range of the I keep saying butter knives, butterfly knives. Look at that. Just couldn't react to that, right? It's hard to react to a strike. So we'll watch another exchange. Look at that. He almost caught the sword with the little handle. See? He's trying. Ooh, left his whole body open. Look at that. And maybe we'll watch one more. Again, reacting, right? He's very reactionary. And so the Kendo guy, ooh, got him. Thrust. Maybe that didn't count. I don't know. Yeah, he got to close the distance, man. Got him. Nice. So now seeing that example, you see that unless the Wing Chun guy can really close the distance, which is a big if, he's probably going to lose. So if I knew that, I would probably go, okay, how can I go to a place where he can't swing and do all these sword movements and I have an advantage? Again, I'm just speaking hypotheticals. I don't know if any of these if-thens or whatever else's loops, I'm thinking programming now, but if any of these situations occurred in the past. So that's for you guys to weigh in. You guys let me know. Could a situation arise where, let's say, someone attacks you with a weapon and you are only carrying a short-range weapon that would be disadvantaged, so you find a way to get to some kind of narrow space where you would be in an advantage? What do you guys think? Could this happen maybe even on a battlefield? I don't know how, but maybe there's a way. You guys let me know in the comments, okay? I look forward to a very, very good martial arts discussion with you guys all. Okay, Fight Commentary Breakdowns out. Make sure to leave a comment. I want a good discussion.